Hey guys, thanks for joining me on the mat today. My name is Amelia Devivo and I'm with the TownLake YMCA branch, and today we're going to do about a 30-minute flow, really working on opening up shoulders, getting into the neck, the hips, the lower back, and then also just giving us an overall sense of being really grounded and feeling really supported. So let's go ahead and hop on our mats and enjoy. Let's come on down into a nice cross-legged pose. I'm just feeling really comfortable. We're going to start off here with just some full deep breaths. Inhaling, looping the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhaling, releasing on down. Let's do that a couple more times. You can have your eyes soft or closed. Inhale, gently rolling the heads of the arm bones up towards the earlobes. Back on down. One more time. Inhale. Gently shift the shoulders up. Exhale, release. And then from here, becoming really aware of your breathing. Beginning to lengthen out the inhales and the exhales. Maybe even bring awareness to what's going on with your hands. Gently pressing your hands into your thighs. And asking yourself if you could even sit up a little bit taller. Feel a sense of sturdiness kind of radiate from your core. Deepening your breaths. And just opening yourself up to direct experience. Whatever that is for you today. And so, whatever's bringing you onto your mat today, just making the commitment to meet yourself where you are. To release expectations for yourself. And to meet yourself with a gentleness, and sense of kindness and compassion as we move and breathe together. Using it as our intention for our practice today, give yourself 3 more really deep breaths. In through the nose or mouth, and out through the nose or mouth. Deep breath in. Feel the length. Exhale. Feel the release. One more deep breath. Feel your ribs expand. Full inhale in. Exhale. And gently release. And let it go. You can start to gently flutter open the eyes. Hello. And we'll start moving and breathing together. So from here, go ahead and spread the palms on top of the knees or the thighs. We're going to start to open up the lower back or the hips just by taking these smooth, slow circles, gently shifting the shoulders up and over from one side to the next. So I like to really lean into this. Yeah, feel your sternum get a little bit lower towards the floor and feel the lower back stretch. So many of us spend a lot of time sitting. I know I definitely have been lately. And so this feels really good just to really stretch into the side body. Over and back, over and back. You can even make a face, maybe a yawn here. Stretch open the jaw. Yeah. Go ahead and reverse the direction. So I think that's the joy of home yoga too. No one can see what you're doing. So you really get to be, your most authentic self. Take another few really smooth, syrupy circles, opening up the hips, and then really kind of tapping into the lower back, side to side. And then as you do take these rotations, see if you can't angle your sternum a little bit closer towards your shins down at the floor. Let's do one more to even out. Full breath in. Exhale, sigh, coming on back. We're going to stretch into the legs a little bit more. So beginning to extend the right leg out towards the right. We'll draw this left sole of the foot up in towards the thigh. And then from here, it's kind of like choose your own adventure. You can take your right hand anywhere from your thigh on down towards your shin. Or maybe even if it's accessible, you can take a yogi toe lock around your big toe. So different strokes for different folks. Ask yourself what feels accessible and breathable and kind. And then once you have hold of either your foot or your ankle perhaps, shin or thigh, we're going to breathe the left fingertips all the way up and over. And continue to extend the fingertips over to the side. And so as you're doing this, becoming really aware of your alignment too. My tendency is to bring my shoulder up towards the ear. Ask yourself if you can't wrap that shoulder down a little bit more, just like that. Stretching through the fingertips, and then feel the length in the side body as you continue to stretch. Just opening up the lower back and kind of limbering up our joints a little bit for our practice. Take another deep breath in, stretch through the fingers. Exhale. Begin to draw these left fingertips onto the top of the left shoulder. So you're pointing your elbow up towards the ceiling. You're going to take 3 big circles to open up the shoulders a little bit more in one direction. Just going to feel the elbow drift up and over. Once you've come to 3 in one direction, we're going to reverse. Take it in the opposite direction. Again, these 3 big circles. Yeah. Just like that until you've reached kind of an even amount. We'll slowly draw ourselves back on up. From here, once again, we're going to choose what's best for the body. So we're going to start to pick up this right foot. You may choose to take hold of the right calf around the right ankle as we come into a twist. If it's accessible, we can take both hands towards the outer right section of our right leg. So we might be here, taking hold of somewhere on the calf, or we might be here, somewhere around the foot. There might be a deep bend in our knee, especially if we're feeling tight in the legs, or perhaps we're pushing that leg straight or straight-ish. So continue to extend your right leg over towards the left-hand side. And then as you're ready, gently breathe open through the right fingertips. Extend the right arm all the way over to the right. Spread your fingers really active here, so they're flexed up and open. And your right thumb is pointing up towards the ceiling. You might even take your gaze in line with that right hitchhiker thumb. And breathe as you continue to sit up a little bit more, feeling a little bit more length. Exhale. Gently coming back towards the center line and finding a deep twist here. So take awareness into your right foot, and then we're going to plant it just over towards the left-hand side of the left thigh. Tent the fingers, and then from here we'll reposition our hips so that both hips are kind of on the same plane. Tent the fingertips on your right hand and drop the right fingers over towards the right hip. On an inhale, breathe. Feel lift and extension through the fingers, filled with energy. Exhale, gently cascade that left elbow over towards the right thigh. You might choose to keep an active hand here, maybe even take a little Jnana Mudra. I like that sometimes just because it feels like I'm pressing my fingers together. It reminds me to lift up through the collarbones and across the sternum as you really wring out your internal organs. Over to the right and twist. And just breathe, reminding yourself that this is what's happening now. Remind yourself that you're supported, you're lifted, and you're doing something good for your body today. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Gently unwind, unravel back towards the center line. Let's extend both legs long. So pressing through the feet. Rocking the ankles a little bit side to side. Tilt the pelvic bowl down a little bit more in space. And then as you begin to lift through the elbows, extend through the fingertips up and overhead. Exhale, pour the heart on down. And again, your hands might come towards your knees or perhaps your shins. If you'd like to come onto your feet, that's totally fine. Again, if it's accessible for the body. But I always like to tell folks, you don't get extra credit for making it to your feet. We're all just stretching and breathing. And then finding out what is the best form of ourselves. In what way can the stretch bring about a sense of peace, a sense of opening, and greater sense of equanimity? Gather in one more deep breath. You might even relax the back of the neck. Exhale. Gently trace the hands up the length of the legs, and we'll come into that on the second side. So left leg this time is going to extend out over to the side. Right sole of the foot comes up towards the inner left thigh. And again, we're going to feel where is it best. So perhaps that left hand extends out somewhere around towards the shin or the ankle, or maybe you find that yogi toe lock. So that's your index and middle finger to wrap around the big toe. Inhale, breathe through the right fingertips up and overhead. And then remember that adjustment that we did on the first side. You're going to continue to wrap that shoulder blade on your right hand side down as you simultaneously breathe through the right fingertips up and over, feeling all that length in the side body and just a general sense of opening. So I love yoga so much because I feel like when I'm feeling tight or constricted in my mind, so often it's because I'm feeling tight and constricted in my body. That connection is real. And so just reminding ourselves to take the time to do something good for ourselves, for others, and just to breathe and be present. All right, from here, draw your right fingertips towards the top of that right shoulder. The right elbow is now pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to take 3 big circles, just like we did on the other side. Opening up and feeling yourself wash that shoulder open. Yeah, continuing full cycles of breath, other direction. Wrapping the shoulder, the elbow up and down and up and down. And then once we're even on both sides, we'll draw ourselves back up towards the center line. All right. From here, again, we get to choose where we're coming onto our left leg. So this left leg is going to draw on in towards the body. And then we might choose to connect somewhere, perhaps around our ankle, or maybe around the calf. If we'd like to connect, right hand over towards the outside pinky toe edge of the left foot, we can do that. We might have a deep bend. You can see my knee's pretty bent here, but I'm still stretching, I'm still breathing. This is very much the same posture. Or perhaps you'd like to extend it straight. So take a breath, find whatever variation is best for you, and then continue to kick your left foot over towards the right hand side. So we're finding that twisted stretch as you extend through the left fingertips all the way up and over. Maybe your gaze falls in line again with that left thumb. Now keep an active hand. In yoga, I feel like we always have active hands, fingers, toes, and joints. They really help root us to the moment and keep us present. Gather in one more deep breath. Exhale. Relax and unravel. I'm going to plant that left foot just over towards the right side of the right thigh. And then tenting the fingertips, it's kind of like you're holding a tray in your left hand. Bring it down towards the left hip. Inhale, breathe, stretch, lift. Right fingertips up and over. And then connect. Right elbow towards the outside of the left thigh. And from here, we're both going to use this right elbow as kind of a fulcrum to twist ourselves open towards that back left shoulder. You might choose to take that little mudra, taking index finger and thumb together. And you get bonus points if your back cracks. Continue twisting as you hollow out the lower belly. So you're kind of hugging your navel towards your backbone. Clearing out space, bringing out the internal organs up and overhead. One more deep breath. Exhale. Side away. And we'll come back towards the center line. All right. From here, go ahead and crisscross the legs and simply rock the body forward into a tabletop position. And press the hands bright underneath the shoulders. Our knees will be stacked underneath the hips. And then we're going to start off curling our toes under here, just kind of gently easing into the posture, leaning back into the heels of our hands, and kind of swaying side to side, stretching out the feet with the toes curled under. And so using tabletop as kind of a transitioning pose, we're coming into some standing postures. So we've done some seated poses, we've stretched out the lower back, we worked a little bit into the shoulders and the legs. We're going to come into some more hip openers from here. On an inhale, begin to extend your right leg long and strong behind you. Feel the power coming up from your center. Feel very capable and sturdy. As you exhale, begin to guide the right knee on in towards the face. That's one. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Yes, exhale, connect. Inhale, extend. Exhale, connect. I think this is our last one. Inhale, extend all the way up. Exhale, draw the right foot all the way through, just to the left of your right thumb on the mat. Tend the fingertips as you set up your low runner's lunge. And again, we're just going to kind of build the pose from the ground up, making sure that we're feeling sturdy. and very centered, and just bring our awareness even to one sensation that we're feeling right now. Pressing through the fingertips. Inhale. Begin to press down now through the right foot and the back left knee. Breathe 10 fingertips up and overhead. Feel the palms overhead. Really feeling triumphant here as you bend a little bit deeper into this front right kneecap to open up and lift your ribs up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale. Cascade your hands down towards your ribs. Press your hands into a prayer pose at the heart, and then bring your attention to your left elbow on the outside. We're going to find a twist. You need to move this left elbow all the way over towards the right thigh to connect. Now I see a lot of folks just stop here. I'm going to encourage you to continue by both lengthening your backbone and continuing to twist up and over the right shoulder. Feeling these full body breaths in and out. Let's stay for one more inhale. Exhale. Take your gaze back on down towards the earth and send 10 fingers back down towards the ground. I'm going to take both hands towards the left-hand side of my right foot. So I'm now towards the inner side. As I heel toe this right foot a little bit wider out. My toes are actually coming off the mat and they're on the wood paneling now. We're setting up for lizard pose. And for some of y'all, this may be a very intense posture. It certainly is for me. This is like one of my least favorite poses, which means, of course, I need to practice it more often. Curl your toes under on your back left foot, and then begin to scooch that left kneecap, tick-tock your foot a little bit side to side, so that you're actively bringing your left knee further backwards. Plant your palms really firm and strong. You can uncurl the toes on your left foot. And now right hand is going to swim over onto the top of the right thigh, and just gently begin to unwrap and unravel that top quad out and open. You might even spill over onto the pinky toe side of your foot. So the sole of my foot is almost completely lifted. And breathe. This too shall pass. So working really intensely into the hip flexors, and even giving ourselves a gentle twist as you continue to wrap your gaze around towards the back right shoulder. Staying with a full inhale. Exhale. Gently unravel. We'll come back towards the center. Plant both hands on down towards the earth, and then gather awareness and gather intention and strength into your core as you gently wrap that right foot all the way back to meet the left foot. So knees are down onto the earth. Knees slowly roll down to chest and chin, down towards the floor. We'll come on down towards our bellies. Inhale, begin to extend the fingertips really long out in front as you lift up through the shoulders. You might even lift your gaze a little bit. Exhale. Relax the forehead on down towards the earth. Begin to transfer your hands back behind you. So just lifting the palms, hovering them up off the floor. Inhale this time, lifting the gaze and the heart space up. Exhale. Release the forehead on down. Send the arms forward. Plant the fingertips on down. Inhale, once more, lifting up through the heart space. Exhale, release and unravel. Hands are going to fill up the space underneath the shoulders, and we'll press ourselves back up towards our tabletop position. Wag the tail a little bit side to side. Just feel a little sense of movement. And then we're going to come into the other side. So I'm going to shift myself this way just so you can see a little bit better. Inhale, extend through the left leg, really long and strong. Exhale, guide it in, firmly in towards the nose. Inhale, extend, feel the power again from your heel. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, 2 more times, folks. Lift and lengthen. Exhale. One last time. Feel your strength through the toes. Exhale, draw it all the way through. Left foot sits down just to the right of your left thumb now onto the mat. Tent the fingertips. Gather your strength towards the center. Inhale, breathe through the fingertips. This time planting the palms together up and overhead. Exhale. Guiding the hands down towards the heart space. And so from here, again, bring your attention to your right elbow. Press your tongue towards the roof of your mouth. See if that doesn't give you a little bit of a lengthening action as you sit, or I guess kneel up a little bit taller. And then from there, wrapping right elbow towards the outside of this left thigh. This is our step one, right? But we're not going to stop there. Continue to press that elbow as you lengthen through the back body to get all the benefits of that twist as you lift up and over towards your back left shoulder. Continue to press the palms really firmly together. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Send those fingertips back on down towards the floor. We're going to find lizard on this side. So beginning to walk both hands towards the right inside section of this left foot. Heel to the left foot a little bit wider here. So you can see again, my toes and my foot is actually off the mat. And now I'm going to drag that back right kneecap in space behind me. So curling the right toes under, kind of tick-tocking that heel side to side. So that's really going to open up my hips here as I plant down the right hand. And then uncurl the toes on the back right foot. I'm going to plant this left hand on top of the left thigh and then just gently give myself an assist, opening up the top of that thigh and spinning over onto the left pinky toe section of the foot. Feel yourself continue to lift and then roll open towards the left shoulder. So we're going to be here for 3 breaths. And if you find yourself, like me, this is a very intense posture, see if you can't release and breathe into the sensation that you feel. I think that's one of yoga's greatest gifts, is it teaches us when things get really hard, when things get really difficult, rather than resist and push away and say, no, that's not for me, I'm not ready for that. It says, what happens if you open up? What if you breathe a little bit more deeply? What if we accept the things that we can't change? I think that was probably 3 breaths. Another deep inhale. Exhale. Coming back towards the center line. Again, awareness comes in towards the core, and we're going to send energetically that left foot all the way back, just to meet the right. And we'll flip once more this way. From here, we're going to draw ourselves all the way on down towards the belly. Once again, palms fill up the space underneath the shoulders, uncurl the toes. Inhale, pin the elbows in towards the side, lifting up for cobra pose. Exhale. Slowly roll it on down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, giving the lower back body an open, just a chance to open on up. Lift the gaze, and exhale, coming on back. Our hands will fill the space underneath our shoulders again. I'm going to curl the toes under. And from here, we're either going to press back up towards our tabletop position, or maybe even coming into down dog, if that's accessible, breathable, and kind for the body. We'll come into just a few standing postures before we bring it all the way down towards the earth. On an inhale, transfer your gaze forward in between your thumbs, and either step, float, or just kind of shuffle your feet all the way towards the top. Coming into Uttanasana or forward fold. Feel the back of the neck get really heavy here. Feel as though your brain is draining on down towards the earth. And you have the option to take ragdoll arms, or maybe even interlacing the fingers at the base of the skull. You can clamp your elbows around either side of the head, just to take a little bit more pressure off the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. On the next inhale, release the fingertips on down towards the floor. Bring your 2 big toes to touch. It'll be like a kind of triangle in your feet as you're extending them out to either side. Bend into the knees. Sink your hips really low. Sweep the fingertips up. Chair pose or Utkatasana. I love that this pose is also called fierce pose, but I feel like it takes the edge off. You're like, yeah, I am really fierce, and that's why I'm in this posture. Give yourself one more breath. Exhale. Begin to slowly press the air around as we come up towards a standing position. Inhale. Breathe the fingertips, lift high and long through the fingers. And then exhale. Bring the hands back down towards the heart center. And so as we come here, really root down through your feet. We're about to shift into some standing balance postures. And for me, I really like to think about my feet soaking up a lot of space on the mat, taking up a lot of territory. So do that as you really root down in the left foot, pressing it into the ground. And so we've got a couple options here. We're going to start to hug the right knee on in towards the chest. So we might stay here. We might choose to wrap the fingertips around the right knee just like this. Keep your right foot active and flexed. Or option 3, you could even crisscross your right ankle on top of the left thigh, coming into this kind of one-legged chair pose as you sink the hips back and bring the hands to the heart space. So again, no right or wrong way to do it, but ask yourself what feels best. And do continue to flex that right foot to protect your right knee. So in any variation that you're in, we're going to take one more deep breath. Full out, exhale. On the next inhale, begin to stand through that left leg. Unfurl your right leg and then begin to extend right leg all the way towards the back of the mat. So we're setting up for warrior 2 feet. You have either heel to heel or heel to arch alignment, just like my feet are doing. We're going to bend a little bit more deeply into this front left thigh and then breathe the fingertips out across the horizon. Go ahead and flip the palms up even. I find that tends to roll the shoulders down a little bit. And press them back on down towards the earth. On the next inhale, fingertips on your right hand are going to shift towards the back of the right thigh. Begin to breathe through the left fingertips up and overhead, straight and even this left leg. Up and over. Exhale. We transition to triangle, bumping our hips over to the right. This left hand cascades all the way on down towards maybe our upper thigh, if this is where we're going to stay. You might want to come on down towards the shin, ankle, foot, or floor. So find whatever feels best for you. And then once you feel like, I think this is the right place, begin to breathe energy into the right fingertips. Up and open. And just feel yourself breathing full and complete, steady. Another full inhale. Exhale. Release. Send both hands back on down towards the earth. Feel your back right heel shift up in space as you send left leg all the way back on to meet the right foot. So we could be in plank pose here, top of a push-up. You might choose to bring your knees on down. So have a conversation with your body, see what feels best. Having knees down and that extra support, especially if there's any tension or injury to the wrist. Or maybe you're pushing it and you're saying, this is a good fit for me today. Either way, give yourself one more full breath. Rocking forward and back, and then exhale. Slowly roll all the way on down towards the belly. Inhale, press the forearms down towards the floor. We're gonna find Sphinx pose, just a moment here. Pressing the forearms down, spreading bright through the palms. Lift up through the crown of the head, in. Exhale. Release the forehead down towards the earth. Feel the back body kind of billow up. One more time, inhale. Lift it on up. Feel the sides of the neck go long. Exhale. Round it on in. We'll meet with a neutral spine towards the middle. Press the hands up underneath the shoulders. Curl your toes under. Inhale up to either our tabletop position. Remember, we can transition there. We can take it in down dog. Here or here. On your next inhale, gaze in between the thumbs, bend your knees. Feel the hips sink back and either lightly step, float, or jump towards the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Fingertips glide and lift up towards the shins. Exhale. Extra fold here. Draw your big toes to touch. We'll have that space between the heels. Inhale for chair pose. Spread through the fingertips. Sink the hips back. You gotta do something to make it good for you. It's chair pose, it's hard. Press into the heels. But feel a sense of accomplishment here, radiating through your fingers. Inhale to lift. As you exhale, once again, press the air around you as you come up towards a standing posture. Inhale, send 10 fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Guide it on down towards your heart. Give yourself just a moment to reconnect here, to remind yourself of what you're grateful for and what's bringing you to your mat today. Full breath in. Easy breath out. Beginning to press the right foot on down towards the floor. We're going to come into that standing sequence on this side. So we have the option, right, to come into a few different variations. This left knee is going to bring itself on up kind of towards the belly. Your left foot is very active here. So we could be here with hands at the heart. You might also be wrapping fingertips around that left knee, kind of like a basket. Or you might even crisscross this left knee over towards the right thigh as you sit back in your one-legged chair pose. Wherever you are, just take a couple breaths, feeling deep, breath in, out. And when you're ready to really press down through your standing right leg, uncurl this leg and then extend it all the way towards the back of the mat here. So we're setting up again for warrior two legs. You've got heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Rebend a little bit more deeply into your front right thigh. So your shin is kind of forming this perpendicular angle with the floor. Extend the arms bright. And these are going to run parallel towards the floor. As you flip up the palms, stretch through the fingertips. Full breath in. Exhale. Relax the back left hand on down towards the left thigh. These right fingertips are going to lift up and open, even begin to straighten this front right leg. Up and open towards the back. Full breath in. You can send your gaze skyward. On the exhale, continue to shift your hips over towards the left, so push your booty back, and then extend through the right fingers all the way down, coming into triangle pose. Inhale, breathing through the left fingertips, open up the shoulders, and exhale. This right hand really could be anywhere. I just ask that you don't put direct pressure onto the knee. So maybe from your thigh, maybe it's around your shin, could be ankle, foot, or floor. But do breathe through the left fingers, wherever you are. And it's full, complete, and deep breath. As you feel your body just kind of lengthen and extend, and then also settle into stillness. And one more inhale. And exhale. Send that top left hand back on down towards the earth. We're going to breathe that left heel up as we either transition into plank pose, top of a push-up, or perhaps a modified plank with our knees on the ground. Again, have a little conversation with yourself if it's better for you to be in plank here. And if you'd even like a little challenge, we're going to do some taps to the armpit. We could also do those with our knees down. So choose your own adventure. But we're going to tap right fingertips to left armpit and down. Left fingertips to right armpit and down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Rolling it all the way on down towards the floor. I'm going to shift this way, just so you can see a little bit better as we come into now our restorative section. So just finishing up by extending the arms out wide on either side. Let's go ahead and flip the left cheek on down towards the earth. And then just feel your heart gently pounding into the floor. Bring awareness into 1 or 2 sensations. So you start to kind of slow it on down. And shift into a more restorative section of our practice. Bring weight into the right fingertips. We'll draw the right hand in close to the chest. And then begin to bend into your right knee. So that the right sole of the foot is being sent up towards the ceiling. Slowly put pressure into your right hand. And then bring the right foot all the way over towards the left hand side. We're going to open up that left shoulder here. So it's a very passive posture as we feel the shoulder Stretch and lift and press on down. And then as you're here, ask yourself what's going on with your mouth, with your facial expression. If you can't release that a little bit too, feel the breath get a little bit softer and slower as we just kind of take things down, smoothing out the edges, and then rolling into the other side. At least shift the body back towards the center line. And now this right arm extends over towards the right. The left fingertips are going to come on in towards the left side of the chest. Flip your right cheek down to the ground and then bend into the left knee. And it's that left sole of the foot that kind of shines up towards the ceiling. Begin to press into the left hand as you take your left foot all the way over, really stretching into the shoulder. Full deep breath in. And smooth breath out. Bring us back to the moment and back to direct experience. One more inhale. Exhale. Gently shift back towards the center line. And then from here, we're just simply going to come onto our back. So you can just flip over onto your backside. We're going to have just a couple more restorative postures before we come on down into our final resting pose. So from our back, we have our knees bent. The soles of the feet are pressed on in towards the glutes. We're going to inhale, the right leg lifts and extends up towards the ceiling. I like to twist my ankle a little bit here, just kind of roll it side to side. It feels like I'm kind of stretching things out. Exhale. That'll relax that right ankle on top of the left thigh. So you might choose to stay here if this is feeling like it's a good place for you to stop. Or you could even begin to guide your hands. Snake the right hand through the triangle of the legs. Flex into both feet here as you interlace fingertips at the back of the left thigh. If you're really feeling flexy today, you can interlace fingertips around the shin. That feels a little bit too intense for me. Okay, yeah, that's better. And breathe. Into the hips. Feeling the breath smooth out any rough edges. Just becoming aware of any sensations around you. Might be ambient noise in your setting. Might be the feeling of the floor underneath your back. Movement or light or temperature. But we use all these sensations to just bring us back to what it is to be human, to be present, to be whole. Take one more breath. Exhale. Release, relax, dear friends, back on down towards the earth. And then we'll come into that one last posture over on this side. So lifting up through the left foot, kind of rolling that ankle a little bit side to side. Just kind of feeling a little stretch and twist as you relax the left heel, ankle on down towards the top of your right thigh. So again, you could choose to stay here if you're already feeling that sensation in your hips. Or begin to snake the left arm through the triangle of your legs, interlacing the fingers at the back of the right thigh. Do flex both feet, that protects the knees. We could stay here. Or again, if you wanted that more intense option, you can come around the right shin bone, just like that. And I think we've got 3 breaths here too. Just taking things down. Full breath in through the body. And feeling even more relaxed, even more centered, even more soothed and spacious. And easing it on out. And as you're ready, gently release your right foot back on down towards the ground. Unravel that left leg. And just begin to extend both legs really long here. Relax the hands on either side. We're coming into Shavasana, our final resting pose. So giving yourself a full body scan, letting the feet flop out on either side. Feel the calves relax underneath you. Feel your hips really soft and sinking into the floor. And belly soft too. If you're wanting a deeper sense of grounding, you might choose to take one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly. And feel the throat relax. Wipe any last expression away from your face. Maybe gently part the lips open. Feel even the space in between your ears relax and open up. Reminding yourself that you move and breathe in the community of others. That you're not alone. And there are many folks that support and care about you. And one more full breath in. And exhale. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana, your resting pose, you're more than welcome to do so. You can stay as long as you want. If you are ready to slowly start coming out, you can take little movements with the hands, with the feet. Stretching the arms long up and overhead, and hugging the knees into the chest. Feeling a little rock, a little roll. And then in your own way and in your own time, you can press yourself back up to sit, up at the top of your mat. And just feeling again this sense of sturdiness, of strength, of resolve, and above all, community be with you now and for the rest of your week. Again, I'm Amelia Devivo. I'm with the TownLake YMCA, and I'm so appreciative that you've joined us today. Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste.